Hola, my name is Carmen, and if you are into cookbooks just like I am, and you buy way too many of them and you read them cover to cover and you're obsessed with recipes and you have way too many things pinned your Pinterest and on your Instagram and you never find enough content out there, okay, then this is the place where you should be. And today I'm bringing you Oaxaca. And I wanted to dress up for the occasion, so I literally, this is an effort, okay? In which I wanted to show some respect to this book because I feel Oaxaca is much more than just recipes. And yeah, you'll find out soon about it. So let's start with the author. Bricia Lopez is the daughter of the founder of Guelaguetza restaurant in LA, which is the most known Oaxacan restaurant in United States. I had no idea about these or the restaurant or anything. I found these through a list of, I wanted to find out more Latin American cookbooks written by Latin Americans. I didn't want someone from the United States or Europe that had been traveling around the world and like wrote about it. I wanted the real deal. And these cannot be more real because this is written and by the family of this Oaxacan restaurant in LA. It's precious. And now I'm gonna show you how this book looks in the inside. This is out on the back, front. It starts with this bright color. I love the Mexican cookbooks always have like a super bright color and the patterns and all. It's just so beautiful. So simple. And it really attracted me. I mean, come on, the dedication to immigrants, it's amazing. This book is dedicated to the millions of immigrants who every day fearlessly cross borders for a better life. May you continue to represent your culture and fight for your dream. Don't ever allow anyone to tell you that your dreams are too big or too crazy. To all of our Oaxaqueños, Poblanos, Guerrerenses, and the rest of the Mexicanos, who continue to be the backbone of the food industry in America, may your stories be heard. Don't be afraid to be you because that is your tradition. Our culture and our passion for better life is what makes us stronger and more united than ever. And here's the table of contents. Very simple. Introduction, then you go into the staples of Oaxaca, breakfast, antojitos oaxaqueños, which is small things that you can, like finger food, sopas y caldos, soups, our moles, then the family meals, the sweets and the salsas, mezcal cocktails, agua frescas, and our michelada. This, to me, is, yeah, I would buy this book just for this because lately it has become so popular in Sweden to have mezcal cocktails, and I have a friend that owns a Mexican restaurant. Oh my god, his cocktails, please, if you come to Stockholm, please visit La Neta bar. The cocktails are incredible. Okay, here's how the intro looks. This is some of these things were so good, so much information about the history of the family, about Oaxacan culture. This is precious. I love the pictures. Come on, I mean, like, I want to be friends with all these people. Like, I want to meet them and be friends with them. Look at this beautiful family. It's just like, oh, no, it's just incredible. So, the design, as you can see, like, the graphic design is beautiful, very organized. It's a pleasure to read it, and the pictures are so colorful. They're beautiful. And also just read. I just want to read out loud because it's so beautifully written. These are some of the Oaxacan essentials at the beginning. I love these. Like, how do you use this? Using the tortilla press. Thank you for that. That was amazing. Here are some more pictures. The traditions of Oaxaca. It's amazing. Look at this. Like, I want to be there, amasando, hablando mierda with all these women, complaining about life and then laughing about it. Anyway, pomegranates, which I had no idea we have pomegranates in South America. Like, this is news to me. Please shoot me because I didn't know this. All the ingredients look so beautiful. I love that they place so many pictures. And here are some, I hadn't seen this. So here you have some. Thank you for this. This is great. Yeah, this is the one that I buy all the time. I don't know, like, I feel like Yeah, this I can understand. Probably my Mexican friends will like laugh at me. I mean, come on, these pictures are just beautiful. Yeah, as you can see, part of the graphic design and all of this book, it's the photography. It's just setting the stage for what is the culture and what you're gonna find there. And it's so inviting that it almost feels like just come here and experience these. The quantity of limes. I think like I could never, and the avocados on the back, this is just like in Colombia, and I can tell you guava, this, but like limes, anyone that knows me knows that in my house will always, I mean, por siempre, there will be lime. Doesn't matter what. Guavas are really hard to get in Sweden, so I just get pulp. I have no idea what is this. At first I thought it was a guama, but now I don't know. So it would be nice to have like, this is what it is. And the plátanos. Like here in Sweden is super funny because you go to a supermarket and the Swedish supermarkets puts bananas, but also like plantains when they're green. And when they turn yellow or they turn like these kind of like brown thing that you see here, then they throw them. And it's so funny because like we don't throw them. We use them in different ways. So I had to like literally send a message to Ica, to the supermarket, and say, can you stop throwing the yellow ones? Anyway, the staples of Oaxaca. This is great because like a further explanation of what is the basis of like the entire culture. And of course, if you do not know about this is really nice to have. Like, I mean, I can tell you like the three things that are like Caribbean, Colombian. And I think that exercise here of doing all this is good. Like why would you do this? Frijol negro, pasta de frijol negro. Anyway, tamales de frijol. This is one of the things that I love the most about this book, and is all the pictures of how things are done step by step. Why? Because every time I try to do this, it goes to hell. And I'm like watching YouTube channels and everything, but having this little explanation here makes me feel safe. Although it's not gonna look as beautiful as this woman did it, but yeah. But look at this, like every folding explanation, step by step. Very, very good. As well as an explanation. This is what you're gonna get. This is the recipe format, and here have an explanation, the title, what does it contain, then the recipe, it's in grams. It also tells you milliliters, which we all know by now that I love, because sometimes they only say 1 cup and you're like, okay, 1 cup of what is this? So it just makes my life easier. So it's very simple, but then this is the shit. This is what I wanted, like step by step, because they have so many tamales and folding, the same that we have in Colombia with pasteles. And the folding of all these is really, I mean, you have to do it along many times to be able to get good at it. I'm back with my scoring that I have here. So for clarity of instructions, I would put in between 4.5 and 5. I think some of the ingredients I need more explanation, but I'll find it on YouTube. But overall, it's very clear, and I love the set of, especially for folding all these intricate dishes, like tamales. They have step by step, picture by picture, which I love. So that's why very high up. Are the recipes easy to follow? Yeah, I read them. They're not complicated, but I wouldn't say that this is for beginners. I think that if you are a beginner to Latin American food, especially indigenous ingredients, you should get into these by looking at more videos on YouTube. So I'll try to find some that I love and put them down in the description so you can have some inspiration. About the ingredients accessibility, and for this one, I'm gonna place 2.5. Why? Because I mean, I live in Sweden. It's really hard to get these ingredients. So depending on where you live, if you live in Mexico, I bet that you can find everything. And if you live in California, I bet that you can find everything. But if you live in Europe, yeah, it's not easy and it will be expensive. So the questions I ask in these ones are, do recipes use common ingredients? Yes, common to Latin America, but I would say not to the average household of like, I don't know, Europeans. So in my case, it's very hard to get it. Consider the availability in the location. As I said, yeah, it's not available here. And some of these items of the ingredients can be very exotic. So 2.5 is not one. Cultural sensitivity. I would highly place this as a 5. Does the book respect diverse culinary traditions? Yes, 100%. This book is about indigenous traditions and Oaxacan culture. It's amazing. Are cultural context explained? Yes, very much. They're explained in every recipe. There's an explanation of a paragraph before, but also in the overall context of the family and the culture of it. So if you want to learn about the lives of the owners of this restaurant or about the history of Oaxacan culture or immigrants passing the border, this is your book. And also originality. I would say originality, I would put 4.5. These are traditional recipes from Oaxacan cuisine. So perhaps it's not original in the sense of fusion or like mixes of things, but it's original in the sense of like bringing these to a bigger set of people out there like myself that are trying to learn more about Latin American culture, about the food, about Oaxacan culture, and about the history that we have in our running in our veins. And you know, from the conquistadores to the people crossing the border, I consider myself attached to this history in Latin America. So if you are one of these persons that is looking for this, and I know there's not so many books like this one out there. I think it's getting way more popular now to have books written and explore from like the people that actually come from the places, which is absolutely the way to go in this moment. We're all looking for the source of the ingredients, the source of the information, the original, la cuna, de donde salió, lo nacido, oh my god, like the birthplace of things. And this is the kind of book that will show you that. Now I'm gonna go into my overall best like recipes that I'm planning to do. I have not tried them yet, so don't come after me. I'm being lazy. But tamales de mole negro, I think I've seen these in so many Mexican movies, and I'm always envious. And I don't think I tried it when I went to Mexico. I was in Mexico some years ago in Ciudad de Mexico, and I couldn't try it. But this looks incredible, and it has step by steps. And I can get these leaves here in Sweden, which is a miracle. Empanada de San Antonio. Just a set of spices of this empanada, and it's not like a regular empanada because it's like a tortilla fold, and then it looks like an empanada, but this looks amazing. San Antonio is a saint that I think is related to romance, or maybe it's not romance and it's like disease. I don't know. Maybe it's San Antonio, the one that you put, like if you have a statue of San Antonio, you put him on his head, and then you can ask for a lover or like for being married or something. I'm not sure. I'll come back with this. Okay, plátanos al horno. I mentioned it in the part that I was showing the book, but this is very interesting to me. I've done a lot of things with plátanos because I'm from the Caribbean, but this one with like peeled pineapples, maybe we even have it in Colombia and I missed it. So I want to do that. Okay, this is a classic Mexican. You'll see it so much on YouTube. They have the choco flan. I mean, what can be better than this? It's a flan, and it has also chocolate base on there, and it's so magical to bake it. So that's just, I'm putting it out there because I love it, and because we're entering winter now and I'm thinking a lot about Christmas. They have el ponche navideño, and I've never seen this kind of ponche navideño at all. It has tamarind, it has cubed apple, dry hibiscus flowers, raisins, prunes, fresh sugar cane, and cubed fresh guava. Which my last two questions for my scoring are: would I buy this for me? Yes, I'm going to buy this for me. This one I got from the library actually, because I'm doing that now, that I check before if this is something I want to own. And yes, I'm putting I'm gonna buy this online. I'm gonna get it in some weeks. So yes. And would I buy this for a friend? I think I would buy this for a friend that wants to explore Latin American culture. Perhaps is going on a trip or is visiting from time to time, or has a partner that is Latin American or is Latino itself and want to explore more its own culture. I think that people that value these are people that value knowing another culture intimately. And I don't know how to explain this, but yeah, sometimes you're like, oh yeah, I can go to another country and go to a resort and like, you know, have piña coladas by the sea in an all-inclusive. And that's about it. And then you say, like, I went to Mexico, and I went to Colombia, and I went to, I don't know, wherever, like Central America somewhere. But in this case, the people that want this book, if you want this book, you are my crowd, which means you are in it for much more than that. You want to read it, you want to absorb it, you want to respect it, you want to dress up to make the video, because it means so much more. It's family history, it's Oaxacan culture, and it's what Latin American culture is built upon. And I invite you to go to Mexico if you can. I haven't been to Oaxaca. I have it in my list now because I've learned so much from different books and different people talking about Oaxacan food in my life. So I think that you should get on a plane, omit or like don't pay attention to all these crazy news about like it's so dangerous everywhere. Yeah, it's dangerous everywhere. Don't be an idiot and like, you know, film with a fancy phone in the middle of like a marketplace and maybe you get robbed or something. I mean, don't be silly, but be streetwise. But definitely go to Mexico. I think one of the most important trips I've ever done in my life, and I've been in so many countries, Mexico was one of the most eye-opening things. And if you are going to Ciudad de Mexico, go to the freaking Museum of Archaeology of Mexico DF. It's incredible. I have no words for that. It gave me so much pride. I'm not even Mexican, but I just felt like so much of the history of Latin America is just after the conquistadores or hidden upon like, oh, you only learn about few things, or the slavery trade and what that meant for us, and what came after. But to be able to say, oh my God, look at all these different cultures that existed in this land before us, that is something that has no name, and every Latin American should go there, feel pride. And I hope other countries also do museums such as that one, because every country in South America, including my own country, Colombia, has so much indigenous history and culture, and unfortunately we don't put emphasis on it. We don't have museums, big museums about it. We just have museums about the exploitation after the colonizadores, the conquerors of Spain came, and it's a shame that we have not clicked attention to it. So okay, this is like very long, and I'm sorry that I went on and on. I really love this book. Just go and get it. I'm gonna get one for myself, and I'm gonna sleep like this with it. So I hope you like it, and see you soon.